Yo, what's up guys, and welcome back to another lap time challenge on Gran Turismo 7. This week we are racing on Alsace in the village layout in a famous old car, which is the Porsche 911 GT1 Street version. We are racing on racing hard tires, and the current world record is set as a 1:52.6. That leaves us to beat at least a 1:56.0. I've never driven this track, so let's get right into it and start with the guide. Starting into your lap, make sure to take a wide line into the last chicane to carry a good amount of speed over the start line. The first brake marker then I used was this first arrow on the left hand side. So shortly after this one, go hard into the brakes in a straight line and then go late for the turn in and try to use a late apex to go early back on the power again in second and then shift up to third and fully back to the power. Next up is a more or less long section to be taken flat out, so the better you get the exit of this corner, the more speed you can carry. Then go over to the right hand side and then have a late turn in, trying to follow the road in between the rubber marks to have a good exit on the left hand side of the corner, because the next brake marker is shortly after the end of the curb on the left hand side. Now brake hard in a straight line again, go down to third gear, then lift the brake pedal slightly, going down to second, trying to come to the inside of the corner, gently back to the power in second, and after the load change to the left here, up to third and flat out again. Then over to the right hand side, and after this tree and the post for this electricity. Lift the power shortly, let the car roll into the corner, and with some gentle power input, once the corner opens up after this big tree on the left hand side, go flat out again. Next, take the car to the left hand side of the track, and the next brake marker will be where the barrier ends at this yellow color on the left. Brake hard in a straight line again and go down to third gear, then go for a late turn in and try to get the car as close as possible to the barrier and then back to the power again using all the width of the track. Stay narrow through this right hander, go over to the right hand side of the track and then a good amount of distance before these arrows on the right or this very last tree on the right you may use as your brake marker. Then give it a short hard brake input down to third gear and then lift the brake pedal again to get grip for rotation and turn in. Let the car roll shortly and when the corner opens up again, back in third, fully to the power and up to fourth. Now over to the left, the 50-meter board will be the point of lifting the accelerator pedal. So again, let the car roll into this right hander, and once you notice that at this point you will go to the inside of the corner instead of opening up the steering, give it a short power input and then lift again to maintain your steering angle input. And once the corner opens up again, go flat out. Now use all the width of the track, go over to the right hand side to get a good entry to the next braking zone. So shortly ahead of this curb on the left, or you may use the yellow marked start of the barrier on the left, go hard into the brakes, go down to third gear and try to keep the car stable, going down to second, trying to keep a narrow line through this right hander. Now at the exit, go to the power fully and immediately open up the steering to not spin out. Then over to the right hand side of the track, lift power shortly in third, over the inside curb on the left, and then gently back to the power again not to spin off. Up to fourth, keep it to the right hand side of the track, over the curb on the right, and then try to go a straight line downhill. Once you can see the curb right in front of you, go hard into the brakes again and down to third gear. Then lift the brake pedal slightly to get grip for rotation, down to second, try to keep it narrow to the inside, which I slightly missed because I braked too late, short power input in second, and now keep it narrow again for this left hander, upshifting to third and then fully back to the power, trying to go quickly over the finish line to get yourself 2 million credits. And next up, let's review the lap once more from chase cam. So going into your lap, try to take a good amount of speed out of the last corner, then go over to the left hand side of the track, and the first brake marker will be these arrows next to the track on the left. Brake hard in a straight line, down to second, go for the late apex to be able to have a good exit and go early back to the power in second. Go up to third gear, then over to the right hand side of the track, and the better you get this exit, the more time you will gain because this one is a flat out section. Then late turn in into this left hander, try to keep it to the left on this exit. At the end of the curb, brake hard in a straight line, down to third, open up the brake down to second, keep it to the inside and gently back to the power in second. Load change to the left, up to third, back to the power. Then lift the accelerator pedal through this left hander, and once the corner opens up at this big tree on the left, back to the power fully. Now go over to the left hand side of the track, and once the barrier ends on the left at this yellow color, brake hard in a straight line, down to third, late turn in to the inside of this curb and then back to the power fully using all the width of the track. Now cut the curb on the right hand side through this corner to have an exit on the right, over to the right and shortly ahead of this arrows on the right hand side. Short brake input down to third, then lift the brake pedal, let the car roll into the corner and once it opens up, back to the power in third. Up to fourth and at the 50-meter board, lift the power shortly, then let the car roll with some gentle power input and instead of opening up the steering, have some short power input again before going fully to the power at the exit of the corner. Over to the right hand side to have a good entry into the braking zone, then brake ahead of this marshal on the left over the curb, keep the car stable and try to have a narrow turn in into this corner. Open up the steering before fully going to the power, over to the right in third, then lift shortly in third, back to the power again after passing this curb on the left. Now over to the right hand side over the curb, try to take a straight line downhill, and once you go downhill and can see the curb on the left hand side, hard into the brakes down to third, open up the brake down to second, into this right hander, short power input in second, going over to the left, upshifting to third before finally going back to the power and back to the finish line to finish it. And that's already it for this week's lap time challenge in the Porsche 911 GT1 Street version. Since I don't know Alsace village too good, I had some thoughts if I could do this one properly, but since the car has quite good grip other than I thought initially, you can really concentrate on the track and learn it quite quickly. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think of this car and this challenge, and as well the track for sure? And then if this guide helped you out, I'd be happy if you share, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching again. I hope to see you guys in the next one, and bye bye.